Last time we flew through the skies with the greatest dunking point guards in NBA history, but now it's time to raise the bar even higher. Because when it comes to jaw-dropping, rim-rattling dunks, no position delivers quite like the shooting guards. From old-school skywalkers to modern NBA stars, these high flyers turn dunks into an art form. This is the next chapter in our series, the top 10 shooting guard dunkers in NBA history. Let's take flight. Anthony Edwards is the new face of dunking at the shooting guard position. At 6'4" with a 6'9" wingspan, he explodes off the ground with violent force. What makes Edwards stand out isn't just the bounce, it's the aggression. He dunks with bad intentions, looking to embarrass defenders. Edwards combines speed, strength, and confidence in ways we haven't seen since young Dwayne Wade. When it comes to raw power and fearless athleticism, he is already building a dunking legacy early in his career. Ant draws real comparisons to a young Michael Jordan. Both are explosive shooting guards with elite verticals, insane body control, and a fearless approach to attacking the rim. Like MJ, Edwards doesn't just dunk. He levitates, absorbs contact, and still finishes with power. The way he hangs in the air creates space and punishes defenders. It's straight out of Jordan's early playbook. As his game matures, so will his dunk package. But even now, he's already putting together one of the nastiest highlight reels in the league. It's no surprise Edwards gets compared to Michael Jordan, but MJ himself once said his biggest inspiration was the man we've got at number 9. Before Jordan took flight, there was David Thompson, the original Skywalker. Even MJ had someone he looked up to. Long before modern dunk contests and highlight reels, David Thompson was putting defenders on posters in the 1970s. In the 70s, he was one of the few guards finishing above the rim consistently. He once scored 73 points in a game, many of those buckets coming from acrobatic finishes and thunderous slams. Standing just 6'4", Thompson had a vertical leap estimated at 44 inches. His quick takeoff, insane hang time, and graceful in-air control made him a spectacle. But it wasn't just athleticism, it was aura. In an era when dunking wasn't celebrated and often discouraged, Thompson made it impossible to ignore. Dwayne Wade's dunking was all about timing, elevation, and power. While he wasn't known as a dunk contest guy, in-game Wade was a nightmare when he got downhill. His first step was lethal, and once he had a head of steam, he rose like a missile. He wasn't known as a flashy dunker, but don't get it twisted. When he went up, he went hard. Whether it was slicing through traffic or catching lobs on the break, Wade's body control and timing made his dunks count. Wade was unique in that he didn't need to load up or slow down to elevate. His quick-twitch athleticism let him take off in tight spaces and still rise above defenders. And let's not forget, he did all this while leading a team to a title as the clear number 1 option in just his 3rd year. His ability to adjust mid-air and still throw it down showed just how special he was. Even without the flair of MJ or Kobe, Wade's dunks had weight. Everyone meant something. Clyde the Glide Drexler was elegance in flight. At 6'7", he was one of the original wing dunkers who could soar from anywhere. He made dunking look smooth, almost effortless. On fast breaks, he was unstoppable. Just a couple of strides and he was in the air. What made him special was his ability to float. He seemed to hover mid-air, adjusting in real time to defenders or contact. He was also deceptively strong, allowing him to dunk over big men without flinching. His game was a bridge between Dr. J's glide and MJ's hang time. Effortless elevation, one-hand slams, and smooth finishes on the break. He wasn't flashy, but he was poetry in motion above the rim. He truly looked like he was floating mid-air. They didn't call him Clyde the Glide for nothing. Drexler was all grace and elevation. He was one of the first true skywalkers at his position. When he got the chance, he was even throwing windmills mid-game during the 1980s. Even Michael Jordan respected Drexler's bounce. Their 1992 final showdown was one of the most athletic displays the league had ever seen. Jason Richardson was built to dunk. At 6'6" with insane hops and a powerful frame, he brought style and substance every time he took off. A 2-time slam dunk contest champion, Rich wasn't just creative, he was relentless. He turned dunks into weapons. He dunked in traffic, in transition, off putbacks, and off lobs. He had the vertical pop of LaVine, the body control of T-Mac, and the explosive power of young Kobe. And he made it all look easy. In an era full of athletic guards, Jason Richardson might be the most complete dunker of them all. But Rich didn't just save the show for All-Star Weekend. In-game, he was a human highlight reel, catching lobs, throwing down reverse slams, and putting shot blockers on posters regularly. He was a 2-foot jumper with elite timing, and he could elevate off a standstill like few others. His dunks were explosive and theatrical, every one a moment. In Golden State and later in Charlotte and Phoenix, Rich turned highlight dunks into routine plays. When it comes to pure dunking skill, Zach LaVine is in a class of his own. Two-time NBA dunk contest champion, and not just a winner, but a showstopper. His hang time looks unreal. His control in the air, almost Jordan-like. He is one of the smoothest dunkers the league has ever seen. But what makes him stand out even more is that he brings those dunk contest moves into live games. Few guards in history have ever glided like LaVine. With a vertical leap over 46 inches and perfect body control, he's one of the most graceful dunkers ever. While some dunkers lose their explosiveness over time, Zach's bounce has survived an ACL tear. That tells you how freakish his athleticism really is. LaVine is a rare blend of style and substance, a dunk artist whose in-game slams are just as jaw-dropping as his contest masterpieces. Tracy McGrady wanted to create signature moves on the basketball court. The most famous one he ever pulled off? The off-the-backboard dunk. In live games, not contests. That's what made it wild. Most players try that stuff in practice. T-Mac pulled it off in front of 20,000 fans. He had the timing, confidence, and body control to throw the ball off the glass mid-play, explode off 2 feet, and hammer it home like it was scripted. What made T-Mac different was how effortless his dunks looked. Whether it was a tomahawk down the lane, a baseline reverse, or a one-handed slam in traffic, he moved like he was floating. He had posters on big men like Sean Bradley and Tim Duncan, showing he wasn't afraid of size. His ability to elevate with zero gather, hang in the air, and switch hands mid-dunk made him a special breed. He could dunk with power or finesse, whatever the moment called for. Tracy McGrady was one of the smoothest athletes the game has ever seen. And when it came to dunking, he made the spectacular look easy. At 6'8" with a long frame, crazy bounce, and elite body control, T-Mac could rise up on anyone at any time. Next up on our list is the Black Mamba. Kobe Bryant was one of the most complete scorers in NBA history, and in his early years, dunking was a major weapon in his arsenal. Standing 6'6" with elite footwork and vertical leap, Kobe combined MJ-like body control with unfiltered aggression. He won the 1997 Slam Dunk Contest at just 18 years old, and the youngest champion at the time, with a perfect blend of creativity and confidence. But his real dunking legend was built in-game. He brought everything to the dunk game: power, finesse, footwork, and killer instinct. Young Kobe was a monster at the rim, gliding past defenders and detonating in traffic. He had every dunk in his bag: windmills, 360s, reverse dunks. You name it, and Kobe could pull it off mid-game. His dunking legacy is often overshadowed by his scoring and championship pedigree, but make no mistake, in his prime, Kobe was one of the most vicious dunkers in NBA history. His dunks were about dominance, pride, and mindset. They weren't for the camera. They were a message. You're not stopping me. That's the Mamba mentality, and it showed up in every rim-rattling moment. Now we're entering legendary territory. Michael Jordan at number 2 is the gold standard for dunking as both art and intimidation. When Air Jordan took flight, he defined what it meant to dunk with grace, power, and purpose. His dunks were bigger than highlights. They were signature moments delivered mid-air. Every time he rose, the world held its breath. No one else made the air look so easy. With an unreal hang time and graceful flight, MJ's dunks were a mix of beauty and dominance. He redefined what it meant to be a dunker. With a 48-inch vertical and inhuman hang time, MJ seemed to levitate. What made Jordan's dunks iconic wasn't just the bounce, it was the aura. He attacked the rim like a predator, and every dunk felt like a moment of domination. In his early Chicago years, MJ was absolutely ruthless. He dunked on centers, shot blockers, and entire teams. To this day, young players study Jordan's dunks, not just because they were beautiful, but because they meant something. They were the physical expression of his competitive fire. They called him Air Jordan for a reason, because when he took off, nobody else existed. To this day, Jordan's dunking influence echoes in every high flyer that came after him, from Kobe and Vince to Anthony Edwards. Before we unveil the best shooting guard dunker of all time, here are some honorable mentions. J.R. Smith, Gerald Green, Latrell Sprewell, Ricky Davis, DeMar DeRozan. When everyone thought MJ created new standards that will never be matched, Vinsanity came along. Vince Carter isn't just the greatest dunking shooting guard, he's the greatest dunker the NBA has ever seen. No one combined creativity, power, vertical bounce, and style like Carter. What truly separated Vince? Every dunk had flair, but none of it was forced. Whether it was a reverse windmill, a 360 in traffic, or a cocked back one-hander, it all looked natural. His hang time was unbelievable, and his mid-air adjustments gave him Jordan's control with Dominique's force. Carter dunked on legends, Tim Duncan, Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo, with no hesitation. One of his most iconic slams came against Mourning in 2005, a hard drive elevation over Zoe's outstretched arms, and a one-handed hammer that shook the building. So there you go, the top 10 shooting guard dunkers of all time. Do you agree with our list? Who is your favorite shooting guard dunker? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.